Attention, delivering care package.
A little over a month after the game unexpectedly released with no prior announcements, Season 1 of Apex Legends had begun. Based on the roadmap released on launch, the players knew that the first season would kick off in March, and the hype for the game at the time was, without exaggerating, through the roof. But did the first season live up to the high expectations? As I've played the game extensively during the so-called Wild Frontier season, I'd like to talk about it and show some of the coolest moments that I've pulled off in-game during this period. I managed to complete my goal of getting 50 wins with 7 different legends, so you'll see me use pretty much all of the characters in these clips. The start of the season saw the release of the first new legend since the game came out over a month before, Octane. His hitbox isn't huge, and because they're movement based, his abilities are pretty useful, so Octane made a great addition to the Apex Legends character roster. Using the jump pad to reposition to higher places is fun, and I've even had some kills mid-jump. I think most would agree that he's in the better half of the available legends, and that his inclusion made the beginning of the season fresh and exciting. Then we have the Battle Pass. The concept is pretty simple. The more you play, the more XP you get, and with that XP you level up the Battle Pass. There's no particular challenges that you need to complete like in some other games, you just level it up by playing. And the way they made it work is that the most important aspect of earning XP is the survival time, while kills, respawns, and even winning don't count nearly as much. I didn't mind this decision, as it favors playing the match smart and trying to get to the end of it, which should be the point of a battle royale, instead of chasing kills by hot dropping and dying 10 times in a row.
Hostile right here.
10 seconds. The ring is fairly close.
The free version of the Battle Pass allows you to unlock a couple of Apex packs and stats, while the paid version gives you an award each time you level up. Since there's 100 levels to max out, with a bonus at 110, that's a lot of rewards. However, most of them are barely worth mentioning. Every 5 levels you'll get an updated badge that shows which level of the Battle Pass you're on. Sometimes you'll unlock stats separately for each character, while other times you'll get the same skin for a few different guns. But I do like how you get enough Apex coins to get the next Battle Pass for free if you complete this one. Most of it feels like padding, but you do get a couple of Apex packs as well as a legendary pack with a guaranteed legendary item at level 86. Now the issue with this is that Apex has a bunch of legendary finishers, banners and skins that most players don't really want. Thankfully, if your EA account is set to Belgium, where selling loot boxes is prohibited, you get 800 crafting medals instead of the legendary pack. With the 400 medals I had previously, I used those to get a legendary skin for my favorite gun in the game, Wingman. This was the coolest reward from the Battle Pass, as it allowed me to pick whatever I wanted. Of course, 2 days after I did, they nerfed the Wingman's magazine size. But even after that, I'd still consider it as one of the best weapons in the game. For maxing out the Battle Pass after a long grind, the rewards are legendary skins for the Havoc at levels 100 and 110. While that wasn't very exciting when they announced it as the ultimate prize, Respawn have since buffed the magazine size of the Havoc and made it a weapon that you might want to pick up sometimes. To encourage switching up characters often, they've implemented the system where you get bonus weekly XP for using different legends. If you only stuck to 1 or 2 characters, you'd need a ton of time to level up the Battle Pass, so I used this as an opportunity to learn how to play them all. And after switching it up and using them all a lot, it becomes clear how much better some are compared to others. Even Respawn acknowledged how bad the big characters are, as they buffed Caustic and Gibraltar by giving them 10% damage reduction. Except that it was bugged and the damage reduction didn't actually work until they fixed it about a month later. But even after that, you're still at a disadvantage picking the big boys because of their large hitboxes and mostly underwhelming abilities. And the same goes for some other characters as well. After playing them extensively, having Bloodhounds or Mirage's abilities and hitboxes is almost always a terrible proposition compared to having Bangalore's or Lifelines. Let's say you're in the middle of a fight. With one character's ability, you get to scan the surroundings by giving off loud audio and visual cues to your enemies, while with another you can drop a healing droid. It's pretty clear which one is the better choice. Plus, that one even has a smaller hitbox, making them harder to hit. Arguably the best character in the game right now is Pathfinder. If you've played the game when it came out, you could barely see an enemy Pathfinder. His bad hitbox did not make the robot a popular choice at all. But after a patch that altered his hitbox, there's as many Pathfinders now as there were raids. He's often very hard to hit, especially with single-shot weapons, and his abilities allow him to maneuver all around the battlefield. Compared to someone like Gibraltar, it's night and day how much easier it is to win fights as Pathfinder.
Reloading. Enemy down.
During the first season, other than for the bonus XP or one of the Season 1 badges, I think there was very little benefit to picking Gibraltar, Caustic, Mirage or Bloodhound. What I'm getting at is that for Season 2, I'd like the bad characters to be buffed or reworked in some way so that they're close to the good ones, making picking any character a viable way to play. After getting over 350 wins between 7 different characters in Season 1, I understandably lost the motivation to play. The magic feeling of experiencing Apex has all but vanished for me, and after 3 months of this mostly being the only title I played, I moved on to other games for a bit. Respawn will be revealing their plans for Season 2 in just a couple of days, and I hope it'll end up being a much more meatier season. New weapons, new legends, new modes, the game needs a ton more content if it wants to keep the players that have put in a lot of time already.
Knock down the whole squad.
Enjoy the rest of the clips, and I'll see you next time.
They're taking fire.
Reloading.
Enemy down.
Reloading. We've got company. Taking a moment to recharge my...
Patching myself up a bit. Reloading. I'm getting shot at. Reloading. Reloading. Reloading.
Kill leader appointed.
Opening fire on the enemy. Enemy down. Reloading. I killed an enemy.
Nice choice.
Reloading. Target over there.
Reloading. Reloading.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Kill leader
Come on, compadre.
Ring is not far from me. Time benefits. Trust in the Old Father. That kill leader is no more. Someone tried to kill you recently.
Look out, grenade! Arcs are up. Down that one. Reloading. Downed one. Reloading. Whole squad ate my dust. Just gotta patch myself up.
I've been down. You hear that? There's a care package coming down.
Got trouble here. Aquí. Reloading. Down. Took down another. Get the bamboozling. Recharging shield.
Contact.
I got some bad guys here. Open fire. Taking them out with a decoy. String. I smell victory.
down the hostile. Took out the hostile. We are inside the ring.
Whole squad down. Look out, grenade. 1 second. Phasing.